Welcome back for another Germany reaction video today. This video is called Why German Sounds So Aggressive. And yeah, thinking about that, the German accent, German speaking, it can have a bit of an aggressive nature, aggressive tone to it. So I'll be interested to see an explanation behind that. Yeah, is there reasons? Yeah, I'll find out here today. If you're new to my channel, I'm from Australia, discovering about Germany. So you can look through my channel for more videos and recommend more I can react to. But let's get right into it.
We are German, and as such, we are always self-conscious about getting angry in public. Our language is quite the troll.
I can do an evil old Hausfrau. Ess dein Schnitzel, sonst kriegst du keinen Nachtisch.
Deutschland ist ein Land ut Stodluten.
Na ja, lass die Hunde hocken. Nimm einen dicken Schritt. Glaubst du, dass die Deutsche keinen Humor hat, ha?
German sounds harsh and aggressive.
Guten Tag! Ich
Trevor
will
Noah.
ein Kleinboten haben, bitte schön! Das schwarze Boten mit dem Käfer und das Schinken, bitte schön!
Disgusting language.
He does accents, his accents very well, Trevor Noah.
Nobody should ever speak it. It sounds like typewriters eating tinfoil being kicked down the stairs. And somebody is talking to you in German, they're saying, and you think, what is happening to you from behind? How can we make it stop?
Someone, somewhere, is always making fun of our language. But why does German sound so aggressive to the rest of the world?
Okay.
The German language is part of the Germanic branch of the Indo-Germanic language family. Besides German, Dutch and English are also Germanic languages. But while English sounds gentle to many people, German is often described as spat, barked, ugly, dry, cold, harsh, yapping, and military.
That's a lot of words. That's a lot of words.
German is rarely perceived as beautiful. There are several reasons for this.
Okay.
1. Linguistic characteristics.
German has a lot of gutturals and glottal stops. They can make the language sound harsh. Let's start with guttural sounds. German has the special ach sound, which sounds very throaty. It can be heard in the German words fauchen, which means to hiss, or krach, which means noise. These words are often difficult for non-German speakers to pronounce because these sounds don't exist in widespread languages like English. Next, glottal stops. Germans pronounce vowels very strongly, especially when they appear at the beginning of a word. This causes the vocal cords to open suddenly and all the air that has built up to escape at once. Take the word apple. The German word is Apfel. You can hear it quite well throughout this example. Ich esse oft Äpfel und anderes Obst. In many other languages, the words of a sentence are spoken in a flow. In German, sometimes there's a mini pause before each individual word. Here you can hear the difference. Everything is alright. Alles ist in Ordnung. Of course, I'm overdoing it a bit here, but you get the idea. These breaks can make German sound a bit barked. Some sounds exist in almost all languages, such as M and B. Others are quite unique and only appear in a few languages. In English, there's the diagraph th, for example in thanks. Germans, including me, often struggle to pronounce that. Italian, which is often considered to be a beautiful, melodious language, uses mainly vowels and only a few exotic sounds. German, on the other hand, has many rare, complex sounds, which might come off as strange. We use so-called Umlaute, such as ä, ö, and ü. Again, often hard to pronounce for non-German speakers. And there's the
But also, yeah, it's hard to pronounce for non-German speakers, but I think it really does make the language, German language, really unique, which I think it is. Obviously, like the topic of this video, it can sound very harsh and aggressive, but yeah, to me, it's it's a unique language and it stands out very well because of that still. So there's positives about it too.
Again, often hard to pronounce for non-German speakers. And there's the SZ. It looks like this and is essential for our all-time favorite word, Scheiße.
I've seen that letter before, And from what I've learnt, it's like, or when I've heard the words being pronounced, it's like a double S sound. Like, it's like two, and once on my keyboard on my phone, like that came up and it did like two S's. So, or yeah, like that's what it reads it as.
This and is essential for our all-time favorite word, Scheiße. The SZ is used to indicate the hard S sound.
Yeah.
Plus, many German words just have a lot of consonants. For example, Strumpf, or a classic selbstverständlich, which means of course. German is complicated, and as humans we often shy away from complexity. But isn't the real challenge to transform complexity into something enjoyable and intriguing? That's kind of the ethos of this channel and also the essence of today's sponsor, Brilliant.
Okay.
Brilliant offers interactive games, puzzles, and a bunch of resources.
We'll just skip this little advertisement, but I like how he said that, like the meaning of the channel. I've enjoyed the video so far. But next, it's the understandably the most replayed section after the ad. So there we'll go. Chapter 2.
2. Infinite words.
This is a not made up, absolutely real German word with 79 letters.
Wow.
Rinderkennzeichnungs-Fleischetikettierungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. We will not bother you with what it means here. What we're trying to tell you is this. German has a high number of compound words. These can be really cool because the word often literally describes what it means. For example,
I just know that because I learnt that from another video I just reacted to as well.
you have a house and a Tier, an animal, and together it is a Haustier, a pet. Though as a people, we seem to have made it our goal to put together as many words as possible. This has led to many long and insanely complex creations.
You may have noticed I was like reacting to that.
As a people, we seem to have made it our goal to.
Out of these words, where I've may where may have seen that is like football, Bundesliga, but I'm like, what does actually that word mean? But yeah, if you notice, I recognize
there's a Haustier, a pet.
That
Though
part
as
of the word.
People, we seem to have made it our goal to put together as many words as possible.
That's what I recognize.
This has led to many long and insanely complex creations.
But that's a whole word too. But yeah, I learnt about that from another video. It was like the compound words. It's like one big word, and it has the meaning of not one word, but it's like a whole sentence or a feeling of something in this just one big word. Like this.
Mark Twain already made fun of this word and many others in 1880 in his famous essay, The Awful German Language. He writes, "These things are not words, they are alphabetical processions, and the inventor of them ought to have been killed." And because the words are weird, a lot of non-German speakers find them very entertaining. They have something weirdly over-precise and orderly about them. Combined with their guttural and glottal stop consonant-loaded delivery, it can give them a military touch. Ironically, we have a word for this. Konsonantenschlacht. Every German-speaking actor or model has to do the German word quiz on an American talk show at least once.
Bezirksschornsteinfegermeister. Schmetterlingsbeinschlag.
Backpfeifengesicht.
Albeit this last one being an absolute banger of a word, meaning a face that's just inviting a good slap like Jimmy Fallon's, these shows only strengthen the image of the difficult and weird German language. And this leads us to
3. Prejudices.
What do people think of when they think of Germany?
And they're saying to you something like, we have been better, but we're
But
very
see,
vibrant.
it must mean something that German and Germany in general is mentioned by this many things, these comedians, TV shows. Must be doing something right if you're on this many things. Yeah, this popular, I guess.
And they're saying to you something like, we have been better, but we're very vibrant in the theatre and arts and so on. All the time you listen to this, you're thinking, Hitler.
During the 2 world wars, the German naturally became the enemy in many countries. German-American relations changed drastically. In the US, the teaching of German was banned. German programs were no longer allowed to be played on the radio. Authorities called for a boycott of German goods. Streets and even sauerkraut.
See, again, like doing these videos, because I'm from Australia, we would not have learned things to an extent. Even, I suppose, maybe America. I'm not from America, so I'm not sure how much Americans would learn about Germany. But if there was situations between Germany and America, maybe they did learn at least a little bit. But I didn't know about that.
Of German was banned. German programs were no longer allowed to be played on the radio. Authorities called for a boycott of German goods. Streets and even sauerkraut were renamed. Hitler is possibly history's most terrifying figure. Germany's history...
Of course, everyone knows about him, though.
Named. Hitler is possibly history's most terrifying figure. Germany's history, once so gruesome, it is rightly so echoed, processed and analyzed countless times in all forms of media, so it may never be forgotten. According to many linguists, the perception of the German language is in part the result of these historical and socio-cultural contexts. German might have an image problem. Linguists would point out that you shouldn't judge a language based on its sound. What sounds strange to one person is beautiful to another. And if you label a language as ugly, you might miss out on fascinating insights into other worlds of thought and sound.
Oh, wow.
So lastly, let us introduce you to some beautiful German words you can pretentiously incorporate into your Sprache.
Just so I mentioned for this part, he seemed to really capture that well, funnily enough, like these German words. One big word for a sentence of a meaning or a feeling. We'll just roll that back because I like how he described all that.
Are the result of these historical and socio-cultural contexts. German might have an image problem. Linguists would point out that you shouldn't judge a language based on its sound. What sounds strange to one person is beautiful to another. And if you label a language as ugly, you might miss out on fascinating insights into other worlds of thought and sound. So lastly, let us introduce you to some beautiful German words you can pretentiously incorporate into your Sprachgebrauch. Fernweh describes the opposite of homesickness, the longing for distant places. Weltschmerz is a feeling of knowing that the world will always fail to meet your expectations.
Again, when I said before, another video I reacted to about, these words, well, not these words specifically, but the style of these words, the compound words, like the meaning behind them is like, it's like beautiful, and some of them are like haunting as well. They're like, there's such beautiful descriptions, but
feeling of knowing that the world will always fail to meet your expectations because of the prevalence of pain existing throughout it. And lastly, Treppenwitz, a joke or thought that you think of too late, just as you walked out the door, already on the stairs. Like, I'm sure there's a nice way to finish the video here. But I guess
German has got words for emotions that I've felt that I didn't know there was a specific word for, if all that I just said right there made sense. You know what I mean? They have words for maybe, well, in English, there's not, like, sometimes I feel like that. Like, this emotion I just felt, is there what you would use an English word, it wouldn't be the exact definition of what you just felt, I think. I don't know, but it's just what making me think, German, there's a word that has got that exact feeling. Okay.
It just won't come to me until we hit publish.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So shout out to everyone involved with this. I'm not surprised that, multiple different people. Oh, okay. I like that. Not everyone has their full name. It's just like, okay, it's a bit private, which, that's unique. Okay. I really like this because I clicked on this video. I was like, okay, we're going to learn about the German language. Why does it sound aggressive? But then, we got to a bit more deeper. I'm always going to like reacting and watching these videos about, these compound words and their descriptions because they sound, like I said, they sound really, really beautiful. Their emotions not I say, oh, I would have felt that we all feel during our lives. And it's not Germany, like, yeah, German has one accurate word to describe the feeling of it. And yeah, that's really beautiful to me. There's that beautiful side of it, as I said. And some of the descriptions are a bit, dark and haunting. I feel like haunting, for me, haunting is like, well, in this context anyway, it's a mix between dark and beautiful, like the description of these words. So yeah, I think that's a fitting way to end it off for the video. But yeah, I'm starting to really learn about the German language, not learning how to speak German, but maybe slowly get there to get there. But yeah, just it's learning, having the knowledge about it. If there's the difference between that, there's knowing the language, how to speak it, but then learning about it is what we're doing here. So if you want to see more reactions to Germany, it's not just all about language over here. You can see all the different videos I've done on Germany, reacting, and yeah, a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one.